And we are live. Sorry, guys, for being late, man. My freaking camera stopped working out of nowhere. And I was like, what is going on? So I had to hop off for a second and restart my PC. But we here, man. Welcome to the Loreverse live podcast, episode number 14. What's up, dog? How are you today, man? What's popping?
And how about you?
Good, man. Obviously, there's only two of us today. Dallas is not here. He said, screw you guys. He went to go see Wonder Woman in theater. I'm kidding. he's at work. He's at work right now, so he wasn't able to come. Yeah. So we do have a nice filled docket for you guys tonight. I'm just pulling up some of my notes here. I had to freaking exit out, and we're going to get into what we got because there's a lot of DC stuff that we got to talk about, a lot of MCU stuff that we're going to talk about. So I'm really excited to dive into that. You know, the usual. But we got some fun stuff to discuss. So we're going to get right into it here. We're going to talk about the X-Men. So this was actually wild, bro. And this kind of came out last night. And I was looking at it like, because I was up to like 3 a.m. for some reason. I just couldn't sleep, bro. And when I saw this tweet, the Geeky Cast posted it first. But Nerdrotic, he's the guy that said it. And I was like, what is going on? So if you don't want to be spoiled for Doomsday, this might be a potential spoiler. Just get off now. But here's the rumor. It says this. Hashtag Avengers Doomsday spoiler. Toby Maguires, Spider-Man, and Doc Ock team up to fight the X-Men at the beginning of the film. The X-Men win and destroy that universe. Okay, so just to reiterate that, the rumor is that Spider-Man and Doc Ock team up against the X-Men, and the X-Men destroys Spider-Man's Earth. So, what was your reaction to that? How do you feel about that? What it like? Just I kind of want to hear your thoughts because you are a Spider-Man guy. You're reading like 4 different Spider-Man stories at one time at the moment. So like, how do you feel about that possibly happening?
I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be sad to see an era that was already ended end again. Especially since at the end of Spider-Man 2, did Doc Ock die? He died, right?
Yeah, you could suspect he died, but he probably still alive somehow. Yeah, you know how it is. No one's ever truly dead, right?
Yeah, they're probably getting some like other Toby Maguire. Who knows at this point? But sad to see an era go that's already passed. So no, not really that excited to see them kill off a Spider-Man variant. But at the same time, like Sam Raimi Spider-Man does look, you just need to just die off.
And the argument will be that the way that Doc Ock came back was because he got sent back at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home. Him and Toby got sent back together. So maybe Doc Ock did end up coming back and becoming like a villain of the week for Spider-Man. Don't know how that went. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they were set in the same timeline, and maybe that's what caused an incursion. Maybe the cause of the incursion is that Doc Ock is in the future with Peter, and he wasn't supposed to be because he died in Spider-Man 2. So maybe that's what possibly caused an incursion.
So hold on. So maybe what happened was, so you know how what was it? Like everybody went back because the thing that happened was people were going to die. Like those villains in No Way Home were going to die, like basically like that day or something like that. But the thing is that when they came to 616 and everything like that, Peter made them better, like made them not want to be evil or not be evil, and like basically fix them. So I'm curious if like Doc Ock went back and he was immediately like already like everything was okay. Like he immediately was just like, you know what, like he said to Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, like, you know what, like, come on, like X-Men showed up, they were like, we just can't have this. Like I'm going to team up with you because you're doing good and I want to do good as well. Because Doc Ock, before the whole brain thing that happened with him with the tentacles, like he didn't want to do any of that stuff. Like he only did it just because he had a failed experiment and he decided to experiment on himself, just like Dr. Connors did. But like now he's actually like in the right sense of mind, which all he wanted to do was just help the world, but he ended up messing up his own brain and his own neural system.
Very true. And I think you can make sense of him maybe working with Peter. Maybe he's a professor for Peter. Do you hear my baby? Do you hear him or no?
A little bit.
Okay, just making sure. But look, you can make sense of it, right? I don't really care about the sense of Doc Ock coming, but like he's there. Maybe Peter's working for him. Don't know. But the reality is the X-Men are coming to destroy Peter Parker's Earth, Toby Maguire's Peter. So the question is, why? Could it be that there's an incursion happening? Could it be that these two worlds are colliding? And could it be that, like, because remember when the X-Men teaser dropped for Avengers Doomsday, and I told you that like there's something weird going on behind the scenes?
Mm-hmm.
Like I I legit told you that, like, bro, like there was something odd going on in that they're not just victims, that they're doing something. And I think it links to Sadie Sink, Jean Grey. I think it links to a lot of things. But what if, right? So I'm not sure if you read this or yet, but in the new Avengers run, right? Like, did you read that or no?
In which one? In New Avengers?
Jonathan Hickman's New Avengers. Did you read
Yes,
that?
I did. I just didn't finish Secret Wars.
Okay, well, so do you remember how like it was like T'Challa, Namor, Beast, and all them, and they were like deciding who was going to destroy the Earth, and then Namor was like YOLO.
Yeah.
So I think that what is happening is that this X-Men, they understand what's happening. Like, they understand what an incursion is, and I think they are actively destroying Earths. That's what I think. And I think that, like, whenever they are about to have an incursion, Earth gets destroyed. And the interesting thing is, like, what if, like, we see a pattern? So the pattern that we've seen already, right, is that Monica Rambeau ends up in this X-Men world. The assumption is that this is the same X-Men that Scott Summers is crashing out about in the teaser. Could be, could not, right?
Yeah.
Could it be that they are possibly sending variants to other Earths, and then they're dealing with some? I just don't know, dude. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. So like, could it have been that like one of the variants was on Toby's Earth, which caused them to collide, and then the X-Men destroyed it? What if the X-Men are trying to actively destroy other Earths and taking prime characters out of there, so they are the main Earth? Maybe like they could know what's going on. But I do think that Toby doesn't die. I think Loki takes him.
And keeps him for Secret Wars?
He might be in Doomsday, bro. Like, I think because I mean, there is that rumor about this multiversal Avengers team. I think Loki could just take him, bro, and then he's working with the TVA. I mean, they already have Logan and Deadpool on speed dial. Why not do the same with why not do the same with Toby Maguire Spider-Man? And yes, he'll probably be a lot darker and a lot more depressed, but I mean, I can see that happen. Like, there's no way he just dies, and they can make it seem like he's going to die, obviously, for shock reveal to get fans stressed out. You know what I mean? But then he could come back as he's on the multiversal Avengers with Loki. I think he will die, though. I just think he might die like maybe the end of Doomsday or Secret Wars or something like that. But like, that kind of scene happening, fans will cry, bro. People will be depressed, bro.
Well, like, low-key, like, I could actually, if Loki does take him, that would actually be very cool to see, because we're going to get a very big Spider-Man crash out at that point.
Yeah.
And like, because of the fact that you got to think about it, Aunt May gone.
She might already be dead though at this point, because remember, this is an older Peter. So I mean, she might already be dead. But the question is like, does Peter and MJ, do they have kids? You know what I mean? Like those are the questions I have. Is like is it the fact, like, is it like Peter and MJ are having kids at the moment? Like, I mean, like, who, like, what is Toby losing? And if we're going with the theme of Avengers Doomsday, wouldn't be shocked if Toby has a child?
What if they do like an Ultimate Spider-Man?
What if that child is Sadie Sink? Who knows? I'm just throwing stuff out there. You said what?
What they do like an Ultimate Spider-Man type deal?
What you mean?
Where it's like he has Richard and he has what's her name, and May.
Yeah, but you mean like Toby's Ultimate Spider-Man? Like,
I'm talking like from like the comic book run. Like, if they do like he's married to Mary Jane and he has his 2 kids.
I don't necessarily think they would do that. I think they would just have Mayday and just call it a day. I mean, because Ultimate Spider-Man, because you also got to take it to the fact like that this is when he got his powers as an older guy. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't grow up with his powers at all. So I feel like that would be a whole different situation. And then I also wouldn't want them to waste that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if the MCU does go that route, that would be crazy. Like, to make
that would be crazy.
the Pedro turning into the Maker and just crashing out and creating his own unit. That would be kind of wild.
But I
But yeah,
also
so
like.
sorry, what is it?
I also don't. But I look. Just don't want them to do an Ultimate Universe. Like if they do that, they should make it animated.
You think they should make it animated?
If they do an Ultimate Universe, I don't want them to do a live action Ultimate Universe
Why, bro?
because I love like the original stories too much.
Interesting. But I mean, but if we got like 10 years of the original stories, why not go on the ultimate route for like a
But
5-year arc?
I mean, but then at that point, we would have to do like, we would have to do like another reboot, basically, like or like a multiversal type deal. Like,
I mean, I think it would be. I think it might be the shakeup, but there's so many stories you can do with the X-Men and stuff like that. But yeah, man, but that's what I'm thinking, man. I am thinking the X-Men are destroying Earths. I think they possibly know what's been going on. I think they're trying to become the only Earth. Is there an Illuminati already on the Earth of the X-Men? Like, there's a lot of questions. I don't know, but like, I would have put it past the X-Men to want to destroy Earths. Maybe they're and just like, and remember I said how they might be taking prime characters from dying planets. So like Sadie Sink, I don't think she's from our MCU timeline. I think she's from another Earth. You know what I mean? She would have been sent there by the X-Men. Because it's just, I'm telling you, that Monica Rambeau scene, bro, it gets me every time. There's no way she just accidentally ended up over there, bro.
yeah, but I also wonder if like Magneto and Xavier are trying to find other X-Men.
I agree. And the only part that will get me is like, would Professor X agree to like destroy an Earth? Like, is that in Professor X's character? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the question. I don't really think he would let that slide. Now, someone like Magneto, he would probably want to save all of the mutants because that's Magneto's main goal was to preserve all mutants. So he would want to save the mutants. What if they're just taking the prime characters and just letting the incursions happen, or they're destroying their? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. But I think that like this idea of the X-Men taking out Spider-Man's universe or Toby Maguire's Spider-Man universe is very, very interesting. And I think that if fans see that on screen, bro, as I said, fans are going to freak out, bro.
yeah.
Like to a degree that's just unleavened, like go crazy. Let's see. Bro, can we talk about the top tier, the fact that this man has a top tier beard? Like, gosh darn. I know, man. Mine's just fire, bro.
They're not talking about you, bro. Your beard's balding.
Oh well, how we relax? How we doing? John, you're wearing a beanie. Loreverse, you want me on or something? Derby tonight, man. We are good. But I would love to have you on, man. Talk some DCU because I got some concerns. What's up? What did I miss? We are talking about the rumor that Toby Spider-Man that his Earth is possibly going to get destroyed by the X-Men. I saw this in a video, but imagine in the beginning of Doomsday, in the Raimi is the Raimi universe and the Foxverse colliding. Toby Spidey confront the X-Men, Fox X-Men destroys the Raimi universe. That might be a thing.
Yeah.
And based on this rumor, that's what it seems like to me. Is that they're going to collide, right? And then they're going to fight. And because I mean, in order for an Earth to survive, you have to destroy it. You know, we saw T'Challa do it. We've seen Namor do it. And what if the X-Men are doing it? I mean, Beast was a part of the Illuminati at this point. So what if Beast is in the Illuminati and he just taking it to his own, you know, they taking it to their own degree to destroy these planets so they could be the only Earth left. And I can see where Cyclops is crazy enough to build to kind of gaslight his own self and into doing that. Like it's not far-fetched from what Cyclops does, from what Cyclops would do. Because Cyclops is a very loyal. Sometimes Cyclops is very loyal to a fault, and based on that trailer, we know that Cyclops has done some, or we know that something's going on with Cyclops. So, all right, let's get to the next topic here. We're going to talk about the X-Force. So apparently there's an X-Force movie in the works. This is a rumor. So as of January 2026, reports indicate that an X-Force movie is officially in development at Marvel Studios. The project is a revival of a long concept originally planned at 20th Century Fox before the Disney merger. So Ryan Reynolds is reportedly writing the project, which is being envisioned as a Deadpool-centric ensemble film. Unlike previous entries where Deadpool was the primary lead, he is expected to take more of a supporting role in the film to allow the team dynamic to shine. Excuse me. The film is rumored to be a part of the Marvel's post-Avengers Secret Wars slate, so this will be releasing after 2027, serving as a darker, more militant counterfeit or counterpoint to the main youth-focused X-Men reboot. Here's the tone. The production aims for a grittier R-rated Black Ops style, focusing on the morally complex characters who operate outside traditional heroic boundaries. Here's the rumored team lineup: Wolverine, Cable, and Storm, and other characters. But we're not even going to go down that route. We are just going to talk about what's like the characters that have been talked about the most, and how does this connect to the broader MCU. So while the main X-Men reboot directed by Jake Schreier will focus on younger mutants and a youth-oriented perspective, X-Force is intended to explore the surviving refugees of the multiverse war. It may exist as a separate franchise from the main X-Men team or function within a parallel reality established by the events of Avengers Secret Wars. So how do you feel about this possible X-Force movie with Ryan Reynolds writing it and having to, do a possible post-Secret Wars end of, the multiversal war situation?
Hold on, before I answer that question, did you say like the survivors of the multiversal war?
Uh-huh.
So that means we're probably going to get introduced to X-Men that we're going to be getting in either Doomsday or Secret Wars.
I think Secret Wars, we will see the rebooted X-Men 100%.
Got it. Okay, so we are getting them pretty soon then.
Oh, I think we're seeing them next year, homie.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now that makes me even more excited. Looking forward to it. But re-ask your question anyway.
No, the question is, how do you feel about an X-Force film with, Deadpool and possibly Wolverine and Storm and all these other characters, and how do you feel about, them kind of like, how do you feel about Ryan coming back in the fold?
Oh, well, I love Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. I think he's a really good Deadpool. I think that's probably like the most suited role for him and his personality. Because I'm not gonna lie, I think besides like him playing Deadpool, like I low-key think like he's not good for any other role, like ever. I just think his personality as Deadpool is just like perfect.
Yeah.
But like I would say like Storm, I don't know about like an X-Force team. I want Storm and the X-Men, not an X-Force team. Like I want more like Wolverine, like Domino, like possibly Psylocke, possibly.
Cable sounds fun.
Get Cable, yeah, exactly. Get Cable. Get Josh Brolin. He's getting old. We would need a different Cable, but like get Cable as the leader of it. Like there's definitely people that will like. We just need people that are like just like very like cutthroat in this. Like Deadpool brings comedic relief, but like he will kill somebody in an instant. Like Wolverine, we all know Wolverine's savagery. Like, and then you got who else? Like Cable, we all know what Cable can do. We saw what Cable could do in Deadpool 2. Like, we just need people on this X-Force team that has no care for human life. There's a reason why it's rated R. So let's make it a rated R movie. Let's make them not have any care.
Yeah, man. Storm should not be on the X-Force team. Number one, it's dumb. Would not want that. She needs to be on the main X-Men. I also want Wolverine on the main X-Men, but I just don't like. I don't know what they're gonna do. Is this gonna be like a James Gunn DC situation where we got like two Wolverines? I just don't know. They got to figure that out because like I love Hugh Jackman, but bro has to hang it up eventually, man, and he can't be holding back seeing Wolverine on the X-Men. I'm just being real here. They gotta figure that situation out. But I'm not the biggest fan of an X-Force movie, bro. I just think there's so many other things that you could do. Deadpool and Wolverine has aged very badly with fans. Like a lot of people can see the. Excuse me, I had to cough. A lot of people can see the weaknesses in writing and in plot strength for Deadpool and Wolverine. And the question is like, are we going to get the same thing for X-Force? Because like, do you think that X-Force could make $1 billion?
Probably not. I'm going to assume no.
I agree. And look, I'm not saying like every Marvel film needs to make $1 billion, but the question of like what is Ryan Reynolds going to do with all the characters that's going to be different from what we see in Deadpool and Wolverine? Because I feel like Deadpool and Wolverine is the peak of this thing. I think that's the best we'll get from Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman and all those characters. You know what I mean? And I think Hugh Jackman could maybe do better in Doomsday in Secret Wars, but like with the Deadpool Wolverine, I mean, don't you see that as kind of the peak?
I mean, I could see X-Force definitely being better because you have like more characters and like especially like if they introduce them, like it would make it like they could introduce them those characters in X-Force. I think it would work. My only thing is that I'm not gonna lie. The thing about Wolverine is that Wolverine looks like basically like the same like throughout like his lifespan because like bro doesn't really age. Like so my thing is like I'm like, all right, come on. Hugh Jackman, low key, this new saga, love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, but he's gotta hang it up.
Agreed. And also,
Like,
if a Midnight Suns film is truly in the works, I want Wolverine over there rather than being on the stupid X Force. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Like, bro, I'm just saying, if I got to choose between Wolverine being with Doctor Strange and Blade, give me that any day of the week, bro.
Yeah. But like, I mean, like, yeah. Wolverine, I would love him to be on X Force just because like of his like I mean we saw the Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine like bro was on go the whole time. Like it was very much like it felt like Wolverine, but like the type of Wolverine I want is like they just came out with a new comic book run. It's like the white, black, and blood one.
Yeah.
And I was looking at some of the panels from it. That's the Wolverine that I would look forward to seeing.
I actually bought Ultimate Wolverine last week. I need to read it because
Oh, you haven't started yet?
No, I think I got issue like let me check. I think I got it right here. Hold on. Yeah, I got issue number 13 right here. I just need to actually read it. Yeah. Oh, I gotta catch up because I comics explained myself all the way up, so I need to lock in and read this, John. Let's see. Storm should not be X-Force. I agree. Storm should not be there. My ideal MCU X-Men lineup is what you see in Wolverine and the X-Men: Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Beast, Emma, Crawler, Kitty, Ice. Oh, Emma would be fire, bro.
Emma Frost would be yes.
X-Force won't make a bill even with Wolverine. It's Thunderbolts but mutants. I agree. They should avoid it at all costs. I wouldn't do it. Now, you want to talk one-trick ponies? Deadpool is a true overrated one-trick pony. You're not wrong, bro. You're not wrong. Like, if I get a third Deadpool movie with Ryan doing the same stuff, I would kind of get sick of it. If I'm Marvel, I'm doing a solo Wolverine movie where he fights Hulk and teams up with him against the Wendigos. Wolverine joins the X-Men and the X-Men. See what that would be fire. I mean, I honestly would love an idea, or I honestly would love the first X-Men movie to not have Wolverine and then work him into it. I think that would be awesome. And if that's the case, that means the X-Men are going to be like mad young, bro. Like I'm talking like, are they going to be high schoolers? Like I'd be like, we need to start having this like conversation, bro.
Like, hold on. So I saw somebody. They said low key what they should do is since Wolverine is like very very old, they should do a Wolverine TV show. Kind of like hold on. Hear me out. Kind of like how they did. Like how they're doing Derry, but start earlier and then keep going and then do like 3 seasons of it. And then you work him into a second X-Men movie. Like bring him in and work him in slowly.
You talking about Hugh Jackman or like a new actor?
Not Hugh Jackman, a new actor.
See, I feel like that's like doing too much. I feel like we all know Wolverine's origin at this point. We can work him in without having all that. You know what I mean? I would just start it with Wolverine. I'll be honest with you. I feel like it's too much, you know what I mean? Like you start with the full team, and it's just, it's easier that way. You know what I mean? That's what I would do. Sorry, but a high school X-Men is not ideal from a business perspective. Yeah. So my guess is they're probably going to go that young adult route, like that 18, 19, 20. I think they want to start them young, man.
I don't want a young Cyclops.
I kind of do, man. I want him to grow into the character. Early 30s actors for Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Jean Beast, guys like a Nightcrawler, you can go younger. Fair. And that might be a thing where like Cyclops, Jean, Wolverine, like you said, they're older. I don't want to do early 30s. Give me like mid 20s, bro. I would like mid 20s. Like I want them to start young, bro. Young.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because you get more time with them in movies, but also like you get to see them progress. Like Brand New Day is going to be a full circle moment for a lot of us fans because we've grown with Tom Holland and Spider Man, and so that's what gets me excited. So, but 100 Mighty, great point, and we'll just have to see what happens, man. Okay, now let's get to the next thing. All right, so talk about Mr. Kevin Feige. Okay, so Kevin Feige has been solely focused on Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars for the past year. He only stepped away to hire Jake Schreier for the X-Men reboot film and cast Sadie Sink in the MCU. So the question I have for you, bro, is why is Kevin Feige solely focused on Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars? Like, why is that his sole focus at the moment?
Because what is there not to focus on? Like, let's be real here. You look at the next 2 years, this year included. Like, no one's worried about. I mean, people are worried about Spider-Man. I'm really worried about Spider-Man. But like, let's be real here. What's going to do better in box office? The Avengers movies, the team up movies, where you have a bunch of people from the Fox X-Men, a bunch of people from all these different universes going on. Like you need the Avengers movies. Like Marvel, the MCU would be nothing without the Avengers movies. Like literally nothing. Like if you gave us like I don't know, like an Illuminati movie, bro, no one would care about the MCU. People will be talking about the MCU like they talk about the DCU, like the DCEU or like DC movies. Period. Like the thing is that the Avengers made the MCU, and without like if you want to keep going and build hype into the next saga that you're doing, but the whole reboot and everything, you have to focus on the Avengers. You have to focus on Doomsday because in order to focus on Secret Wars, you need Doomsday to pop off. If Doomsday doesn't pop off, then you have no hype built up in the Secret Wars. And if you have no hype built up in the Secret Wars and you don't have a good Secret Wars movie, then the reboot is just going to be like there's going to be no hype going into it. Like you have to focus on everything now so that right later on you have full hype and full momentum going into the reboot. So when we get things like the X-Men movie, possibly like you just said, X-Force movie, a Spider-Man movie again, like Black Panther 3, you have all these other movies, you already have hype built up into them so that you can go back to getting $1 billion in the box office for each movie.
Yep, I agree. Now, the reason why Feige is putting all of his focus on Avengers, and this is all speculative, but I'm going to tell you my perspective. Feige has the formula, okay? The formula to do solo movies is done. Destin is on the movie. I think he trusts Destin to do what he got to do with Spider-Man, okay? And what it seems like he's applying the Shang-Chi formula to Spider-Man, which I think is a great, amazing. Jackie Chan's team is stepping on there. Beautiful. Avengers Doomsday. The whole entire MCU rides on these next two movies. You know, they fumbled. We all know that, right? She-Hulk. We could go down the list. Echo, all these corny little shows. Even Wonderman. I wonder, man. Like, Den and Nerd said I was crying. But but like a lot of pointless stuff has come out. And the reality is, and this is what I was trying to tell Cola when he cried to us for 2 hours about Doomsday, which Cola, I love you. But when he cried to us for about 2 hours about Avengers Doomsday, they messed up so bad that they have to put out the most ambitious Marvel movie of all time. Arguably, the most ambitious movie ever. That's what I would say. I think it's the most ambitious movie ever made. I mean, would you agree, bro?
Yeah.
Like, this is the most ballsy, ambitious movie I've ever heard and seen in my life. And I think that because of that, they have to fix a lot of things. And so Feige needs to be he needs to be there because one of the downfalls of the MCU was the fact that Feige was not like as involved, you know what I mean? Because there was just too much going on. I mean, you gotta think about it, bro. Like post Endgame, there was multiple shows going on. They were still putting out movies at the same rate. Like Feige was spread thin, and that's just the truth. And so, if I had to choose two projects that Feige had to focus on, or one project that he had to focus on, you would take Avengers any day because that's what matters. You know what I mean? So. And as I said, and the biggest thing is where these characters need to be placed coming into it during Doomsday. But also, I think the biggest question is how does it end? When Secret Wars is over, what happens for the MCU? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I hope they take the thing out of the Stranger Things book, or out of the Stranger Things book, pun intended, because you know how like in the Stranger Things finale, the last hour was kind of spent on how they're living their life post 11 dying. I hope that Secret Wars like gives us a smooth hour of that so we can understand. That's topic for another day. But that's why I think Feige is focused. Like his everything lives and dies on these movies, bro.
Yeah,
And that's what people need to understand.
like I totally agree with that. Like ending part, like give us a like a preview of like how this so-called new world is looking. Like once everything goes back to normal, like we're going to have everybody in the same universe. Let's see like what it's looking like because let's be real, we never seen live action like the X-Men, Fantastic Four, like Spider-Man, Avengers, like everybody all in the same world, like so close to each other. Like we just never seen it. And the thing is that like give us a little like sneak peek to like what we're going to be getting for the next 10, 15 years. Like I want to see what we're going to be getting. Because I mean, if you don't show us what we're going to be getting, like it's like you're not it's again not building up the hype for it going into it.
Yep. And we're gonna talk about that when we get to the DCU, because that's an issue too. The word hype. Hype matters, man. Hype does matter. And I'm gonna crash out about that. Okay, let me see. Let's see, read some comments. But if you did mid-20s Cyclops, then you would need a mid-20s Wolverine actor, which I wouldn't be against. Let's be real. No one wants a Teen Titans version of the X-Men. I would beg to differ, bro. If people can deal with a teenage Peter Parker, I think people could deal with a teenage X-Men. The fact that there are people, but I do like the idea, Hungry, where you're saying like Cyclops and them older, but other characters younger. I think that's my new take, bro. I think the perfect X-Men would be older Cyclops and Jean and Beast, and then like a younger, Nightcrawler, what I mean, younger Kitty Pryde, stuff like that. Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man are your four pillars of movies. Street side of Marvel stay on Disney Plus. I agree, and that's basically what they're doing. Question though, Hungry, and I'm asking you this, bro. What do you do with Sam Wilson, Captain America?
You asking me?
Yeah,
Get rid of him. Not
I
gonna
think
lie.
he's the biggest question.
I like Sam. I like Anthony Mackie like as an actor, like an MCU, but like you could have kept him as Falcon. Loki, you can still keep him as Falcon. Like he hasn't aged like really ever since like he got into the MCU. Like he's not showing it at least. Like
Yeah,
I'd be
Black
perfectly
definitely
fine
don't
with
crack.
keeping his. I'd be perfectly fine with him keeping as Falcon. Just don't like. I guess we can make it like some sort of like he realizes like he actually can't like have the shield, and he's like, you know what? I think I'd be better off as Falcon. Unless they keep the dude they have now as Falcon as Falcon, but I just don't think bro as much aura as Anthony Mackie did as Falcon.
Recast Steve Rogers. If Evans doesn't want to come back, recast him. That's what I would do. Recast Steve
Yes.
Rogers. There's even situations where there's been two Captain Americas. Like I wouldn't mind that either. Because it does seem like they're committing, but who knows what'll happen. But I would just throw Anthony Mackie on the Avengers team and just let it rock out like that. I don't think Captain America needs a solo movie. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
Because Captain America has been donned and now after Civil War as the team up guy. So you can just use him for. I don't think you need to name the movie Captain America, but you could use the Captain America moniker for Avengers, for like Avengers films without the name Avengers.
Like maybe put Captain America in like a Spider-Man movie or something in the future.
Ew, not with Spider-Man.
When I was Spider-Man, what do you mean?
Nah, bro, he needs to be dealing with like the military-ish stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't wait. Are you talking about Anthony Mackie, Captain America?
No.
Oh, you're saying Captain America in general?
Yeah.
Dude, I would like if like Captain America got like a resurgence where he's working with Shield again or something like that. I don't know, something cool. Like, dude, like what if they start over and Captain America just reawakens in our timeline right now, like after Secret Wars, and they restart there? Like, there's a lot of ways that you could you could go about it, but I think it all depends on, are they going to recast Chris Evans or not?
I very hope not. I love Chris Evans, but like at the same time, like he's getting old.
Yeah,
He's not gonna be able to do it for 10 to 15.
Yeah, you can't blast those steroids forever.
Exactly.
The moment Ironheart said Tony Stark had everything handed to him was the moment I shut the TV off and said, "Yeah, bro, that was a pretty bad moment, bro. That was a pretty bad moment." You think if Iron Man gets recasted, which he will, Marvel should go an alternate universe route where Tony is younger in his early 20s. That will be good. That will be dope, and it will honestly get him out of the RDJ shadow a little bit. Which he will always be in an RDJ shadow, the Iron Man, but having a younger one would be kind of cool.
Yeah. No one's gonna do Iron Man better than RDJ did.
I disagree. To be honest, if Marvel recast Steve, then Marvel needs to recast Bucky and Sam. No way they keep the side character actors, but recast the main character. I think they would, bro. I'll be real. And they're going to use some multiversal way to make it make sense. Trust me, bro. I'm telling you, bro. The multiverse will be abused. And honestly, Hungry, the multiverse needs to be abused because they could have used it a long time ago to do a lot of other things. But the biggest thing we need from this Avengers movies is a new T'Challa. I think that's the biggest priority. And yo, did you get my text last night about
Yes, I did.
Miles?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Let me just throw this out there for you guys. So a thought came to me last night. And the reason why was because Miles Canton, I think his name, right? Miles Canton.
Yes.
He was playing All the Stars on a freaking guitar. It's the Black Panther song with SZA and Kendrick Lamar. And I said, if they go a younger T'Challa, right? Like, what if it's T'Challa Jr. that becomes T'Challa, and then they basically treat him like he's the Black Panther? What if Miles Canton took that role? The kid from Sinners, that was Smoking Stack's little cousin. Would be very interesting. What?
No. With Smoking Stack's little cousin.
What? It was so funny.
I thought I didn't think that she said Smoke and Stack. I think she said Smoking Stack's little cousin.
Yeah, I said Smoking Stack's little cousin.
No,
I hate that movie, bro. I really don't like that movie. But I think that movie's trash, bro. Wait, did you like it?
I'm not gonna lie. I tried to rewatch it. I couldn't rewatch it again.
But is it a good movie though?
I mean, I think it's a good movie cinematically, but I think like overall, it was okay. It took way too long to get to the vampire part.
Yeah, and look, I'm not the guy to do. I'm not the horror film guy. So I mean, I'm not the one to give an opinion because I don't avidly watch horror films. But it just wasn't it for me personally. But Haley Steinfeld was great in that movie. All right, now next topic here. Amy Pascal,
Hey,
Spider-Man, brand new day. What?
Why are you smiling like that after you said that?
I'm not I'm smiling because you're smiling. You make me laugh, man.
No.
Make me laugh. Okay, now Carter, this should scare you. This should scare you. So, Amy Pascal. Do you know who this is?
No.
Well, you're about to find out. As of January 2026, Amy Pascal has taken a primary leadership role in the production of Spider-Man Brand New Day, slated for release July 31st. Due to Kevin Feige's intensive focus on the upcoming Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, reports indicate he has largely entrusted the day-to-day management to Pascal. Pascal is overseeing much of the Spider-Man stuff, though Feige remains involved in high-level creative decisions, such as the rumor casting of Sadie Stink. Pascal has officially confirmed that Spider-Man Brand New Day is the first entry in a planned second trilogy of MCU Spider-Man films. Cola, I told you, bro. I told you that Tom Holland's not quitting after Secret Wars. He's doing another 3. And Pascal has shared a key narrative direction for the film, saying that this is a soft relaunch, really a soft reboot. And she says, this story explores Peter's choice to abandon his civilian identity. He decided that he was going to give up being Peter Parker and that he's going to focus on being Spider-Man because Peter Parker is too hard. And there is a big street level tone in this movie. So, Amy Pascal suspect because she used to work for Sony, and anything with Spider-Man and Sony is just, when it comes to movies, is just a big red flag. I don't think this is apparently an issue because the script is done. Destin's doing the directing. I mean, what is she really doing at this point? You know what I mean? And Feige has the option to step in if things got out of hand. So I personally don't see this as an issue. Do you see this as an issue?
No, I'm actually looking at the movies she's done. She did Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, gas. She did Venom, okay. Venom Last Dance, poop. Spider-Man Homecoming, solid. Brand New Day, we don't know.
Don't shake your head. Spider-Man Homecoming is gas, bro. Spider-Man Homecoming is a top 3 Spider-Man film of all time. It's better than both of the TASM films, and that's truth.
Okay, as a Spider-Man movie, it's better than both TASM films, but like, no. Either way,
it's Spider-Man 2.
Far From Home is over Homecoming, but
bad take. Bad
Far
take,
From
bro.
Home. See the Far
Bad
From
take.
Home.
It
Okay.
is
And
Spider-Man
No Way
Far.
Home.
Whoa. Spider-Man Far From Home is not better than Spider-Man Homecoming. Are you crazy?
No, it is better.
He barely donned the suit until the end.
It is better than Far From Home.
That is crazy. That is a crazy talk. That's a crazy take, bro. That's a crazy take.
It's really not.
Okay. Tell me, why is Spider-Man Far From Home better than the Homecoming? You have
the final fight scene says it all.
But what about the whole entire movie?
The whole entire movie. My only critique about that movie, which really about both movies, I did not really like both those villains.
But you didn't like Vulture? Vulture was gas, bro.
No, I didn't like Vulture at all. Like, bro, I just didn't like it. And I'm not gonna lie, I also didn't like the fact that they had Liz in the second movie. Bro, no one cares about her. Like, let's be real here, bro. No one cares about Liz.
They worked his way to MJ. Then it got paid off in Far From Home when they made out. Bro, and I bet you smiled during that scene. You're like, Peter found love. But I mean, but yeah, that's a wild take. Homecoming is not overrated. Hungry. Far From Home is not trash. And yes, I do want to hear your thoughts on what rebooted versions of characters should look like. Please tell.
But I'm going to say this. Yeah, Hungry Almighty's tripping. There's not a bad Spider movie at all.
At all?
At all.
TASM 2 is a bad movie, bro. We gotta keep it real. We gotta keep it real. The funny thing about this is that when TASM 2 first came out, it was so hated. And then out of nowhere, there's been this weird resurgence of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man love. TASM 2 was never a good movie back in the day. I've never liked TASM 2. I've been on that ledge, and I'll forever say it. TASM 2 might be the worst Spider-Man movie of all time.
Whoa.
It's either that or Spider-Man 3.
Whoa.
You guys just get hype. You guys get hype over a costume and big eyes. But other than that, I mean, let's not even talk about the Peter.
Top 2 suit. Live action suit of all time.
It's a terrible suit.
What?
He looks like a freaking mosquito with them big eyes. Look at me. Look at my eyes.
Bro, top 2 suit of all time, bro. You can't tell me that the Spider-Man, the TASM 2 suit is not top 2.
TASM 1 suit's way better.
No, it is not.
You're crazy, bro.
Only suit that's better than TASM 2 is this Brand New Day suit we're getting ready to get.
It's not. Every single Tom Holland suit variation. The Spider-Man Far From Home suit is arguably like one of the greatest superhero suits ever seen on screen.
The red and black one?
Yes, bro.
Oh, heck no.
Yeah.
Red and blue. I need red and blue.
And then No Way Home with the gold? Come on, man. You gotta be kidding me, bro.
I need red and blue, bro.
Toby Maguires suit looks better than the TASM 2 suit.
You talking about the Iron Spider suit?
I'm talking about at the end, in No Way Home, when a piece of the Iron Spider gold got on his emblem. Probably the best Spider-Man suit I've ever seen. One of the best. You're truly a hater, bro. That's crazy, bro.
No, I'm not a hater. Bro, if anyone should know about Spider-Man suits, it should be me.
No, I'm a costume connoisseur.
No, just because you like the dilly-dally in costumes from now and then don't mean nothing, bro.
Dilly-dally? What does that mean? Oh, you a hater, bro. Anyways.
You like to dabble in some cosplay from time to time.
That sounds really weird. Iron Man early 20s, similar to the Ultimate Universe. A more patriotic Steve Rogers. Hulk is inspired off Green Scar. Thor is more out of touch. T'Challa intellect. You hit all the nails, except what's call it? Yeah, and Steve Rogers needs to be like an angry old man. That's what I miss, bro. Because like in the comics, Steve Rogers be tight.
I need him to be racist towards X-Men.
Why?
Because that's what he was in the comics.
He probably won't though. He's probably gonna want to like freaking, protect the hive kind of vibe.
Well, we never know though because
Steve Rogers does. But Steve Rogers does give them the side eye every now and then. Like
That's what I'm
in
saying.
Avengers versus X-Men, bro, he was like, yo, he's like, Cyclops, you drawn. He pulled up on
Bro,
him, and Cyclops was like, well, then I guess we got to mix.
I'm telling you, he does not like the X-Men, bro.
What did you read that gives you that inkling?
Hold on.
Because there's definitely a weird there's definitely a tension between him and Cyclops, but I think it's more because they're of the same cloth. Like they're very good leaders. Like Cyclops and Captain America are the best tactical leaders in fantasy in anything. So, all right,
Is this it?
hey, what'd you find?
Oh, I can't see this thing
Oh,
in
bad,
words. It's not. It's blurry.
bad, bro. Put on your spectacles, bro. You good?
No, no. It's like I could see it, but like it's not. It's like too blurry. Like it's not like loading.
Okay, okay, all right. Well, let's get into the next thing here. The Batman 2. So I want to talk about this because James Gunn says Batman and Wonder Woman are important to the DCU, but the Batman 2 is the priority right now. He says this Batman and Wonder Woman are really important, but I'm also not going to have two Batman movies in the same year. On top of that, he debunked Batman not popping up and Superman. Now, I talked about this on the podcast last Thursday, and what I basically talked about was about how I feel like James Gunn, like the DCU has no motion right now. You know what I'm saying? And if there are rumors, even if they're not true, you should just let it rock. You know what I mean? Because it's going to keep fans excited. It's going to keep fans locked in. And the example I used was after we watched Ant-Man Quantumania, everyone was pissed off. But what was the thing that we hold on to? The leaked Quantumania, or the leaked King Dynasty script. You know, like there were rumors and stuff that we held on to, and Marvel just allowed it to happen. You know what I mean? And us fans loved it. So I want to ask you, like, do you like James Gunn coming out to always debunk stuff? And like, do you have an issue with what he's saying here about like he doesn't want to drop any Batman news or do anything about or say anything about Batman because of Robert Pattinson's Batman 2?
So I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Batman 2, we should have no worry about that for the DCU. Like, you need to focus on your own universe. Stop focusing on the fact that you got some like friend that's doing another Batman movie. Bro, focus on your own stuff. Like, why are we worried about Robert Pattinson when we don't even the fans don't even know who's playing Batman in Brave and the Bold? Like, and at this point, you're starting to like Batman Brave and the Bold is supposed to come out in 2027. When is it coming out now? We don't know because you're holding off on people. Like, bro, the DCU at this point, we're not going to get Batman until 2035. Like, come on, bro. Like, lock in. Like, I'm starting to get tired of it, bro. Because I just want to see a Batman movie. I want to see a good Batman movie too. Like, and to be honest with you, it shouldn't be that hard to make a good Batman movie. And the fact that we don't even know who's going to be playing Batman, and if they put him in Clayface, bro, I am either way. But yeah, no, he needs to stop worrying about the Batman too. That's not even his project. Bro's literally looking at someone else's paper when he doesn't even have the same test. Bro's got test A, he's got test. Matt Reeves has test B, bro. Like he needs to stop cheating off the wrong paper, bro. He needs to start looking at other comics, like for instance, maybe Scott Snyder's run. That would be a good run to go off of for Batman, Brave and the Bold, or like something like that. Shoot, they have a Batman Brave and the Bold comic run going out right now. Like we just need James Gunn to lock in because the fact that we have no clue what's going on with Batman Brave and the Bold, and we have no clue what's going on with Batman in the DCU is absolutely mind-boggling. And the fact that he doesn't want to put out any news about Batman is even more mind-boggling because just like we just talked about, that's how you build hype. Like knowing, granted, if it's Brandon Scanar, then let it be Brandon Scanar. It'll build more hype going up into it. Not the fact that no one cares about the fact that Brandon Scanar followed David Cornsweet on Instagram, bro, and he could be playing some other random character for all we know. We don't know he's playing Batman. Like, bro, put it out there that someone's playing Batman. It is confirmed that someone's playing Batman. Stop saying, okay, the rumor came out, and then now you're just like, oh, well, actually, no, it's not happening. Because I just don't feel like doing anything right now. Like it's starting to feel like he's starting to like procrastinate all the DC movies. Like he's trying to like low key. You would think he's trying to take the easy route, but he's really not. He's taking the hard route with this stuff. With going with a Lanterns TV show, going with a Supergirl movie, and a Clayface movie. Like Batman's an easy route to go off of. You want $1 billion in the box office? You want the DCU to pop off first off? Do a Batman movie. Literally, that's it. That's it. You did Superman already. Superman didn't do that great in the box office because you didn't connect to the rest of the world. Batman, though? Come on. Come on. Christopher Nolan's Batman movie did incredible in the box office. You're telling me that you can't put together a Batman movie and make it actually Batman in that movie and put it out and not do even better than Christopher Nolan? Come on, bro. Like he needs to do better. He does. He needs to stop worrying about whatever Matt Reeves got going on, and he needs to worry about himself.
I agree. And my whole thing is like James Gunn can't really play the card of like, oh, I'm trying to like look out for him because you're making a Clayface movie. That's a Batman character. And and if Batman isn't casted Man tomorrow or isn't casted yet or whatever, that means that he might not be in Clayface, which is another big issue. That movie will not do good at box office if Clayface isn't in it. Clayface should be a streamed movie. That should be an HBO Max special. Should not be going in the theaters. You're going to lose money. I don't care how cheap it is. Now, I do think that in regards to Batman, what I said is that James Gunn just needs to be quiet. If you don't have news, if you don't have anything to share with us, then shut up. You know what I mean? Don't come out here trying to debunk everything. And that's my issue with James Gunn. It's like you're trying to debunk everything, but all that's doing is killing the hype for fans. And I already talked about this, so I'm not going to diverge into that. But I don't think the Batman 2 should be a reason why the DCU isn't dropping Batman news. I think you can have both. You could drop Batman news for both, and you could win. I think they all make each other rise. You know what I mean, bro? So I don't think that. And look, James Gunn is an overseer of Matt Reeves' Batman because he is the president of DC in general, of like all the DCU content and all DC digital content, all that stuff. So, and the games and all that. So I understand, but I think that he's missing a big opportunity by not even giving us something. But my whole thing is like, if you can't give us something, then shut up. Because Kevin Feige didn't give us anything about the X-Men for a while, right? But Kevin Feige didn't go out and debunk rumors. He just worked at it, and until he gave us the answer when we had confirmed news. So that's my whole thing about, I think James Gunn needs to take more of the Kevin Feige approach. I think he's just communicating too much. And I understand you have the risk of fans having expectations, but I think the fandom is smart enough to understand that when something is confirmed, they can fall back and like, okay, this isn't real. Totally fine. I can back off as a fan and control my emotions enough. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, it's kind of like, bro, like I think fans will be fine. You know what I mean? But yeah, the DC Batman should be dropping something. And even if it's not the DC Batman, give us something with Wonder Woman or the Flash. And honestly, like I would feel like with like Aaron Pierre as Green Lantern, that's a really big deal that you had an actor of this caliber to play John Stewart, and they really haven't even marketed him the right way. You know what I mean? Like you already have actors and people in your universe that could be the face of the DCU right now. Aaron Pierre has a growing fan base. Why hasn't he been the face of the DCU with David Cornswell? You know what I mean? Like those are the questions. Those are the things that I don't understand, bro. Like even if you can't give us Batman, you have Aaron Pierre and David Cornswell. So that's kind of where I'm a little, I mean, I just don't understand. I don't understand. And look, maybe I'm being impatient, maybe I'm maybe I'm being unfair, but I said the same thing when Feige dragged his feet with the X-Men. I said the same thing. Mm-hmm. The X-Men and Fantastic Four should have been in the MCU right after Endgame. They should have speed tracked it. It's just the truth. And I said the same thing. So, and James Gunn is kind of doing the same thing, just in a different form. But what happened? The X-Men are coming and we're excited. So we can complain all we want, but when the time comes, the fans are still going to be hype. But you need a freaking lock. He needs a lock in, bro. Because the difference is that Feige made the best out of he made the best with what he had. Is making the best of what you have doing an animated Mr. Miracle show?
No.
Is the best of what you have making an animated Creature Commando show? Is the best of what you have giving us a Supergirl trailer where we don't see any action or fighting, or we just see Lobo walking, is make it the best of what you have. Getting a 13-second teaser of Jon Stewart just walking around and seeing no ring powers, no flying, no nothing. Is making the best out of what you have, giving us a villain-centric Clayface movie. And the only argument that fans have is that they paid $55 million to make the freaking movie. No. No, bro.
But not even that.
I love
not even that.
DC. I have more DC comics than Marvel. If you look on my wall, it's pretty much all DC. I love DC, bro. Robin is my favorite character. Dick Grayson is my favorite character. And they gotta stop fumbling, bro. They gotta stop because it's pissing me off. I'm really getting mad, bro. It's really getting under my skin because this isn't rocket science.
No.
Goodness gracious. And I would be petty. If I was James Gunn, y'all don't want me to use Bruce Wayne, I would make Dick Grayson Batman. Play with me if you want to, boy. That's what I would do. But anyways, what were we gonna say?
But not even that. Worst of all, we have a Bat Fam show out right now, and Bro's promoting that over an actual Batman film.
James Gunn, ladies and gentlemen. And look, as I said, I love James Gunn, but I'm gonna give him the same smoke that I gave Feige, because I gave Feige the same smoke when he freaking dragged the X-Men in the freaking Fantastic Four. The same smoke. So equal rights, equal lefts, bro. Here's the thing. I'm not saying we need Batman casting, but at the very least, give us an official Brave and the Bold release date. I agree.
Yes. Oh, geez.
With the Batman Robin logo, it shouldn't be that hard to make a Batman Robin movie. I agree. You are 100% right. Netflix acquired Warner Bros. I do believe, if not well-known IP films from WB, folks will wait to see WB films on Netflix. Kevin, you are not wrong. Do you think people are going to see Supergirl in theaters? That's a question. Sam Raimi Spider-Man will meet the Avengers. And by the way, for the people that use views to try to push your narratives, because some of y'all were commenting on my TikTok saying, yeah, but Supergirl got more views than Avengers. Let me tell you guys a funny coincidence. Coinkydink. Check this out. Supergirl had, when I checked a couple weeks ago, had about 22 million views, 10 million more views than Avengers. You want to know something more interesting? The Avengers Doomsday Thor trailer had more likes than the Supergirl trailer, and Supergirl had almost 10 million more views. So do you know what that means? Because some of y'all don't understand content. It means that they ran ads on it. That's what it means. When you get a 22 million view video with less likes than a video that almost did 10 million less than you, it means that you ran ads. So don't let the YouTube views fool you. And so yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. And I love Supergirl. So I hope the movie's good. I love Millie Alcock. Millie, you are a great actress. And I hope that you do well. But James Gunn, is all, and this is what Feige did wrong too for a while. They positioned their character, like, the mispositioning of characters can hurt a universe. Why do people not want Sam to be Captain America? Because Marvel Studios positioned him terribly. You know what I mean? Like, that's the truth. It's not Sam's fault. It's not Anthony Mackie's fault. The MCU positioned him in the most terrible way possible. And they're doing the same thing with some of these characters, and I understand, like, let him cook, but, like, bro. Sam Raimi Spider-Man will meet the Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Clea, and Avengers Doomsday, most likely. DC Studios fan base will not embrace Aaron Pierre as Green Lanterns, even with good storytelling. It will get the same backlash like Anthony Mackie. I disagree, bro. I think Aaron Pierre is a far better actor than Anthony Mackie, number one. And I think that Aaron Pierre is a fresh face. I think fans want to see a fresh face. And I think he should be the face of the DCU right next to David Cornsweet. It's ridiculous how you have a rising actor like this and you don't position him well. I will say this. He should have been in Superman 1. Jon Stewart should have been in Superman 1 over Guy Gardner. So you're saying to me, a old and washed up Nathan Fillion, a fat Guy Gardner. He's fat in Superman. Guy Gardner's never fat in the comics. Prime Guy Gardner's not fat. I'm reading DCKO right now. Guy Gardner was dope in that run. It was not fat. He was a fat, old, and washed up Nathan Fillion over Aaron Pierre, Jon Stewart. Crazy, bro. That's insane to me. And that could have been the perfect intro into the Lantern show. We get to see Jon Stewart in the Superman movie. And we go right into the Lantern show. But what did they? But they don't think like that. They don't think like that. That's a part of the issue. They're not thinking. They're not using their freaking brains. Why is it that I'm coming up with these ideas? I'm a pastor at a small church. I'm about to crash out. DC Studios fan. You said what?
I said you said it's not clocking to them.
Bro, like it's not rocket science. DC Studios isn't going to embrace Aaron Pierre as Green Lantern. Oh, here I already saw that comment. Yeah, bro, this is a really bad take, bro. This is a really, 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 really bad take. It's going to get the same backlash like Anthony Mackie, Yahya Abdul-Mateen, Dominique Thorne, people. Okay, this is the difference though between Aaron Pierre and all of these people. Okay, Anthony Mackie. Okay, he wasn't positioned well by the studio. And also, they dove into political stuff, which when you dive into the political stuff, it washes away everything. It's just the truth. No matter which way you go, you wipe out half of your fan base. Yahya Abdul, when he was Black Manta and Aquaman, peak. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
He was peak as Black Manta. Wonderman. I Wonder Man. Pointless character. That's not Yaya's fault. Dominique Thorne. What is her legacy? She gets shoehorned into Wakanda Forever and then gets thrown into Ironheart. A comic book that didn't even a character that couldn't even sell well in comics gets a show, by the way. Carter, you understand that she didn't sell well in comics?
But here's the funny part though.
And she gets a show.
Bro, you know the funny part? Every time we go to the comic book store, when we go tomorrow, I want you to look for Ironheart comics and look where they're at.
Yeah, they're literally hidden in the back.
No, they're in the kids section.
I promise you, there's no one that is buying an Ironheart comic, and in the same way that there's no one that's going to watch the show. Why do you think Ironheart isn't in Doomsday? It's not Dominique's fault. She's just doing the job that she's meant to do. It's not that she wasn't accepted, but Marvel's made a stupid choice in even giving this character the freaking time of day. Like, that's what people don't understand. It's not race. It's the studios making dumb decisions with their black characters. You got and it's not just black characters that they've done this with. They've done this with white characters. She-Hulk. Terrible footing. It's not just black people. They did it with Echo, whatever nationality Echo is. They did it with her too. I think she's Native American. It's not just black people. It's not a race thing. They're just stupid sometimes. They make dumb decisions. Good storytelling with black actors like Regina King, Watchmen, Jonathan Majors, Lovecraft Country. People don't embrace these shows at all. Lovecraft Country was very loved. Regina King as Watchmen was also very loved, bro. It's just your side of the internet. Huh, Carter?
But not even that. Like, if you want to talk about like Yahya, like, bro, you can't tell me that he's in a bad place. They're putting a black actor for a superhero who's white.
Exactly. And not to mention, there was a time where I wanted him to beat T'Challa.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it though. Like, but like, here's the thing. Like, and I said this last night to my dad. I was like, because he saw the Wonderman show last night, and he was like, "Oh, who's that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's a superhero in Marvel." And he was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah," but I'm like, and he was like, "Is he like actually like a black superhero?" I was like, "No, he's white." Like, but this is the thing that people don't understand. Like, they're putting black actors, and they're just putting them in roles, just so that they can get like the we have diversity in our stuff. Like, no, like. You're just putting people in roles for no reason.
Yeah, exactly.
You literally wasted Yahya in the MCU.
Exactly. The same way Christian Bale, and just to show you guys not race, because y'all want to cry about it, Christian Bale was also wasted as you get one of the greatest actors in history to do an MCU movie, and you fumble.
Mm-hmm.
If I get Christian Bale, he's playing Kang the Conqueror or Doctor Doom or something like that. There's no way I'm making Christian Bale play Gore the God Butcher. Oh my
Literally.
goodness. What's up, Dallas? What's up, Dallas? Hope you're doing good, man. All right. Now, more James Gunn stuff. James Gunn now debunks Wonder Woman and Superman 2. Okay. So, this was talked about again where, he came out and said that Wonder Woman is not in this movie. Now, you and I in Dallas, we speculated heavy on this. We wanted her to be in this movie, and it seems like the character is Maxima, but we're going to talk about Maxima next. I don't believe James Gunn here. I think that Wonder Woman is still in this movie.
Yeah, I don't believe him either. We talked about this yesterday. I believe James Gunn lying about a lot of things.
You said what?
I said I believe James Gunn is lying about a lot of things. He's just trying to like backtrack, which makes no sense because like look, he should just do what Marvel does. Like just like put out like little leaks and then just be like, oh, didn't mean to have that go out. Like
I mean,
bro.
he did it with Brainiac too, remember? He said he legit said verbatim that Brainiac isn't in the movie, and then he casted him.
Yeah.
So I don't believe this, man. I think Wonder Woman is in this. And we're gonna break down that storyline because the storyline that they're rumored to go off of Carter, it makes a lot of stuff make sense of what we've talked about in some of our theories in regards to James Gunn's Superman Man of Tomorrow, which after reading this will be the greatest DC movie of all time. I'm not gonna lie.
Man of Tomorrow?
Bro, trust me, bro. This will be, and this is my hot take, Superman Man of Tomorrow will arguably be the greatest solo superhero film of all time, and arguably the greatest DC, and undoubtedly the greatest DC movie of all time if they deliver.
You think it's gonna be better than Christopher Reeves?
He's already better than Reeve, bro. Come on, bro. Been better than Reeve. David Cornswell is the best Superman.
Let's be real. A lot of people will. Well, we're not counting Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill was trash. But like a lot of people would say, other than David Cornswell, Christopher Reeves is probably like next up.
I'll take Tom Welling over Reeves.
Is it the guy in Smallville?
I'll take the guy from Superman and Lois over Reeves.
But I'm talking about like movie wise, like not shows.
Oh, I mean, I guess he is second. I think Henry Cavill was an alright Superman. With what he was given, I mean, he was given trash. So
yeah,
the part though. But yeah, man. So I think she's in this, man. I just don't see a situation where she's not, bro. Now let's dig into this. Okay, let's do some digging in Man of Tomorrow. Okay, first we're going to talk about all the rumored stuff. So as of today, okay, let's do the confirmed and highly likely returning characters. Now, before we do that, this film is expected to adapt the 1992 storyline Panic in the Sky. Okay, now let's break down Panic in the Sky for you guys. So to be what's the word? To summarize this, Panic in the Sky is basically this situation where Brainiac kind of sort of like takes the place of Darkseid, and he ends up mind controlling a character named Maxima and also Supergirl. Okay, and they end up for him, and basically Superman has to recruit a bunch of heroes to help him fight. And this is why I think a Wonder Woman, a Batman, and characters like this could pop up. And this is where him and Lex Luthor team up. Now, where I think Lex Luthor comes into this picture with my theory is that, okay, we understand that, as I said, right, Maxima and them are under control. Lex Luthor is going to get out of jail. He's going to work with Superman to take out Brainiac. But I think behind the scenes, like what I've said, Lex Luthor is trying to control Brainiac for himself. They end up merging together, which launches us into a Justice League movie. And I think we're going to get Batman in this movie. I think we're going to get Wonder Woman in this movie. I think we're going to get Aaron Pierre's Green Lantern in this movie. And I will say the most important character that you need is Aaron Pierre's Green Lantern. I think he's more important than Batman in this movie.
You don't think Martian Manhunter?
We could throw him. We could throw him in too. I think Mr. Miracle is also going to be in this movie. I think Barda is going to be in this movie. I think a lot of characters. I think a lot of characters will be in this movie. Now let's read through some of the confirmed and rumors. Now we all know David Cornswell reprises his role. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. We know that Brainiac is confirmed to be portrayed by Laris. And Dallas, my text isn't sending to you, but if you want to hop on, you could jump on right now. Brainiac is being played by Laris Edinger, Lois Lane, Rachel Brosnan. Loved Rachel. Rick Flag, played by Frank Grillo. Hawk Girl, played by Isabella Merced. Now, here's the rumored and potential characters. My King. You hear about that? All right. Rumored. Oh my gosh, hold on 1 second. All right, here we go. Rumored characters for Man of Tomorrow. Are you ready, Carter?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Bro, just spit it out.
Yeah. Maxima, rumored as a secondary antagonist and possible romantic rival for Lois Lane. Now, the reason why she's a romantic rival for Lois Lane is because she views Superman as her perfect match. I mean, because she's strong, he's strong. She's pretty much trying to gut the whole entire movie, which is going to create a rift.
Is it going to be like one of those like Anissa, like an Invincible type deals?
Not that bad, no.
No, not that bad. But I'm talking about like the whole like, best match thing.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. And so I don't think Superman's gonna fall for it, but you know, she's gonna be gooning, you know, and you know, Superman is oblivious. So him and Lois are probably gonna go through a little bit, and she is probably gonna end up joining the heroes going against Brainiac. Millie Alcock is widely rumored to appear here, and I think her solo movie is going to connect to this. Lobo is rumored to make a cameo or an appearance. Peacemaker, John Cena may appear, potentially linking to the events in Peacemaker Season 2. John Stewart, My King, Aaron Pierre, is rumored to appear as the iconic Lantern after his debut in the 2026 Lanterns HBO series, and the annoying people, the Justice Gang. Can't stand these people, but Mr. Terrific, I like him. Guy Gardner, Metamorpho, and on the Trinity, while James Gunn has debunked specific casting rumors for Batman and Wonder Woman for this specific sequel, speculation remains that they could appear in small roles to set up a future Justice League project. So, based on what I just gave you, do you understand why I think this could potentially be the best Superman movie of all time, and the best one, and probably the best DC film of all time?
Yes, because you're basically giving us a mini Justice League movie, but you're making it a Superman movie, so you can just introduce everybody.
It's like the Captain America Civil War freaking like Superman. You know what I mean? And in this story, right? Superman is like, this story positions Superman as the heart of DC and the leader of the Justice League. And I think that like using this story is the perfect situation for that. Like it's the perfect way to do it. You know what I mean? But there are a few things that I need from Superman in Man of Tomorrow. His power level needs to be just levels above from what we've seen in Superman 1. Yeah. I need more time to pass. I need more experience. I want him to be better in just the way he moves and the way he fights and the way he sees things. I need Superman to make massive strides as a character. I want him and Lois's relationship to be better. You know, I want their relationship to be very fluid, as in when he's in and out of the Cape, Lois is with it all. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Thank you, bro. I really want to see like Superman be able to flow, kind of like what I want to see out of Spider-Man and Spider-Man Brand New Day. Are there some things that you're specifically looking for as well for Superman 2?
I mean, of course, power level being way higher. Also, another thing is, looks like my thought process is going to be correct about the Supergirl movie. Possibly just like the post-credit scene in it is probably going to be like Superman in it and everything like that. So like a Thor Ragnarok type deal. So it looks like, if the rumor is true, it looks like that's going to be the case. Which would be very cool. But I mean, besides that, like Superman power level needs to be better. If they do like a little like mini Justice League type movie, like where you just introduce people, like of course, like make it where like at the beginning of the movie, like Batman is like not necessarily like, afraid of Superman, but he's like still very unknown of like what Superman can do. Like make it where like he's like not fully comfortable with him the whole time. And then like as the movie goes on, like he gets like more and more comfortable with him because he knows like, okay, this guy's like actually like he's not here to like kill us all. Like,
yeah.
And 100%. Like Wonder Woman, like, and then if Bardo's in it, like that would be perfect for the both of them. And like I mean, Maxima, if they do like a Brainiac controlled like Maxima and Supergirl, that would be pretty cool too. Because then it would be like, yeah, it would be very curious how like Batman would play into that for real.
Yeah, he's gonna be pretty pissed.
Yeah.
And with Batman and Superman too, bro, I want them to already have like interacted. I don't want Man and Tomorrow to be the first time that they have an interaction.
Hmm.
Because the DCU need, I mean, the whole point, one of the biggest points of the DCU, right, is that it feels lived in. So I think that like having, Superman and Superman and Batman already have like interacted, and where Superman's like this jolly guy and Batman's like, yeah, bro, just shut up. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of vibe
Yeah.
that I'm really trying to see. And by the way, guys, check out the Loreverse channel this week because I'm gonna be dropping a breakdown on that story and like what the comic was and breaking it down for you guys so you have an understanding of what the actual comic is going into Man of Tomorrow. Really good story. Really, really good story. Okay. Now we're gonna get into some Mr. Miracle stuff. Because a lot I saw a little bit of rumblings on Twitter, on X, nothing too crazy, but so let's get into it. So this show is a direct adaptation of the 12 issue comic series by Tom King. And so Tom King is actually serving as the showrunner, which is a big deal. He's kind of playing the role that Rick Riordan is playing for Percy Jackson. By the way, Percy Jackson is an amazing show. Okay, so this project is being animated by Tip Mouse, and they've done, the Legend of Vox Machina. So they're pretty dope. And James Gunn did confirm that he confirmed this month that this series is canon to the main DCU, and that the actors cast for the show will reprise their roles in future live action projects. Something that I love that James Gunn is doing. He's trying to be very consistent all around. I think that's a beautiful thing. Now let's get to some plots and themes here. So the series is described as harrowing, hilarious, and a heart-wrenching journey. Mr. Miracle and his wife, Big Barda, they attempt to lead it. They attempt to live a normal life on Earth, but their peace is shattered when war erupts between their homeworlds, New Genesis and Apocalypse. And the antagonist is obviously Darkseid is the central threat, and the plot focuses on the pursuit of the anti-life equation, which may already be warping Scott's reality and mind. And this is like mature content, so they're going to tackle a lot of complex themes of trauma, identity. You know how it goes. They're going to really be attacking stuff there. And so the casting is reportedly complete or in the final stages for the key roles of Scott Free, Big Barda, Darkseid, and Orion. And the rumored supporting cast is the High Father, Light Tray, and Funky Flashman, and they are described as like really a snake oil salesman kind of narrator. So, I want to ask you, bro, are you looking forward to this show? Does this excite you at all? Like, where are you at with Mr. Miracle?
No.
Why?
Like, bro, oh my gosh, bro. Why are we focusing on animated stuff, bro? Like we've gotten years of great DC animations. Why are we focused on this stuff? Like, we're focused on the wrong things. Like, bro, let's be real here. No one cares about Mr. Miracle. Like, bro, like, come on, bro. Like, why are we getting a Mr. Bro, we need to switch topics, bro? Because I'm actually getting ready to crash out about this.
Okay.
We're focused on a Mr. Miracle animation before we're focused on a Batman movie, bro. Like, come on.
So I'll say this: the sweats are going to love it. The casuals aren't going to care, and that's just the reality. There's no one that's going to really watch this show. This show's probably not even going to chart. You know what I mean? And if that's what they want to do, then it is what it is. And I mean, animation would be a good avenue to put that out. But like, am I interested? Going to be honest, no, I'm not. I'm not interested in this. And one thing that I want to talk about this from a grand scale. One thing that I'm not going to do is like lie and act like I'm interested in something to try to come off as like I'm this sweaty fan. Because look, I am a sweaty fan. But that doesn't mean that I'm always interested in everything. You know what I mean? And when I look at, and I love me some Big Barda, let me tell you, I love me some Big Barda. But like, I'm not going to sit here, you know what I mean, and be like, oh my gosh, Mr. Miracle, like deep cuts. Like, I don't like everything. And so this is kind of whack to me. You know what I mean? I am going to watch it because I do watch it. I mean, we are going to watch it and we're going to watch and cover everything. And I expect it, and I hope this show changes, my mind. But like, am I excited? No, really not. And And that's the truth. But as I said, just because I'm not excited about something, it doesn't mean I'm not going to give it a chance and watch it. So I'm going to give it a chance and watch it. And my hope is that and plus, like I like Tom King stuff anyway, so I'm probably going to like it anyway. And I am going to actually and I'm going to buy the 12-issue series and read that as well. I've seen Mr. Miracle in other stories, and I've read them. I've read a lot of Big Barda. But I'm going to get that Mr. Miracle, that 12-issue series, and I'm going to read it and kind of see where my head's at. But like from a face value, I'm going to be honest, like I'm not interested. And if you are a hardcore fan like us and you're not interested, that's totally fine. But at least read the comic and give the show a chance, because that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
and I do that for pretty much everything.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch the show, but it's like at the same time, like I'm sorry, but I read comics. I'm not like I don't read everything. I'm not going to read a Mr. Miracle comic if I just see it like pop up like on pools for the week. Like I'm not pulling that.
Exactly. And yeah, and I'm pretty sure there's a run that came out a while ago called New Gods. I never got to read it, but I've heard that people rave about it. So maybe I gotta check that out too. But I've never been sold on a Mr. Miracle story. So we'll have to see what happens. I've liked stuff when he's featured in stuff. He comes off as a good side character, but as his own thing. Who knows? Mr. Miracle is New Gods. How can you not be excited for that? I could not be excited for that just because, I just expect bigger projects. I expect bigger things right now. You know what I mean? And like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, all my excitement is for Superman and Lanterns. You know what I mean? So, but as I said, just because I'm not excited right now, I might be excited later on. A trailer might be fired. It might change my mind. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. The same way, look, Creature Commandos. Let me just talk about that. It's not a bad show. Creature Commandos is not a bad show. It's just not the show that we need right now. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't move the needle for me. Mr. Miracle for me doesn't move look, the Mr. Miracle show could not happen, and we could just get Darkseid on screen and nobody would care. Mr. Miracle, Big Barda, and Darkseid could pop up a Superman Man tomorrow, and no one would care about a Mr. Miracle show. You know what I mean? And that's just the truth. Like, I'm not gonna be rude, it's truth. But as I said, this is for the sweaty fans that love it. And I can respect that they're trying to reach that type of fandom. The question is that where your resources should be going for a lot of stuff? Exactly. And that's and that will be the real question, in my opinion. The resources could be going to other stuff. Like, I like the dynamic duo stuff that they're doing with Robin, but now James Gunn's saying that it's not canon. So the good animation that you're working on, like the dynamic duo where it's two Robins that fans want to see, that's not canon, but this is canon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just it's a cesspool of just confusion, bro. So
yeah.
All right.
It's lucky stupid that we're making an animated part canon when we're not.
I'm not mad at that. I like him doing that because I love everything being canon. I really am. I just don't understand why this is canon, but the Robin stuff is not.
But
but then Clayface is canon, but then the Robin project isn't canon. I just don't get it.
But not even that. Like, why is our first look at Darkseid in the DCU in an animated TV show?
I mean, I don't mind that though, bro. Like, I really don't mind that because they're trying to world build. I'm fine with that. It's just like, but I just feel like sometimes you're just picking and choosing what's canon and what's not, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I think a lot more fans are going to watch Dynamic Duo than this show, right?
Oh,
I mean, Robin's way more popular than Mr. Miracle and Big Barda, right? I mean, they yeah. So why is it that you're not going to make that canon, but this is canon?
Yeah. It's not clocking to him.
Telling you, man, I am this close away from making my own DCU YouTube channel and just telling my own stories. That's how close I'm getting. The MCU almost took me there. Star Wars, I'm pretty much there. But we'll see what Dave does, because I trusted Dave Filoni. All right, next topic here. So Christopher Judge, there was a big rumor that he was going to play Darkseid. It was a lie. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna hold you. I engaged and got so many views off of that. So, like, I'm probably a part of the problem. I'm not gonna lie. But Christopher Judge, he voiced Kratos in God of War. He said that he is open to playing Darkseid and that he is interested in it. Could you see this guy playing Darkseid?
I wouldn't be mad at it. My only thing is that I do think that there's some better candidates possibly. I would be very
Who's a better
happy.
candidate?
Well, if he wasn't so old, Ron Perlman. I would love if Ron Perlman was like 20 years younger, bro. I would love for him to play Darkseid. He played
Ron
Hellboy.
who?
Ron Perlman.
Okay. Oh, I heard he's a legend. Yeah.
Bro, he's so good. He played Hellboy, and then he would be really good. Or Javier Bardem.
Yeah, see, I like
you know who
Judge,
that is?
man. Yeah, I like
But
I like Judge, man. I do, and I've been saying that ever since the rumor came out, probably like a year ago. I think Christopher Judge is perfect, man. I think he's perfect, bro. He has the deep voice. He's 6'3", solid, like me. It's very solid.
you're not stocky.
I'll knock you off. Anyways, but yeah, I think that I think Christopher Judge would be like the perfect guy, bro. Like for Darkseid, and plus, bro, you also got to think about this. Well, knowing James Gunn, they're probably gonna go a little practical with the costume, but like it might be all CGI like Thanos, bro.
Probably.
It doesn't matter about his body frame because bro is not tall.
Yeah.
He just voiced Thanos, so who knows?
I mean, I wouldn't like. I would be happy if he got what's it called? I would be happy if he ended up playing Darkseid, but like I think only if Ron Perlman was sticking 20 years younger, bro. He would have been perfect for Darkseid.
Keep on trying me. Bro, anyways, before we were really interrupted by Baller Bella 19. That's strike one. But anyways, yeah, bro. So yeah, bro, I think that I think Christopher Judge will be perfect, number one. And number two, you do it like Thanos, bro. Now, here's a question. Like, I feel like James Gunn's trying to keep them apart because of Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
And you know, I didn't want to see Darkseid for a minute, but I hope that they ride out this Brainiac train with Nicholas Hoult and Brainiac. I hope they merge together, and that could be there's just leaving, or you do the Legion of Doom, or you have like Vandal Savage, Lex Luthor, Cheetah, you know, Joker.
Yeah,
I think the Legion of Doom would be $1 billion movie, bro. Like the Legion of Doom versus the Justice League, bro.
You know, it'd be cool
insane. What
if they did like a live action Justice League Doom?
Justice League Doom is when Batman.
All his contingency plans get out.
Nah, not starting off.
Bro,
we need something like the Avengers first to just show them working in tandem, and then we get crazy as time goes on. But then there's a lot of like, I also hope that Cyborg isn't on the founding team. I cannot stand Cyborg, bro. Oh my god, he's so whack. He's one of the wackest characters ever, bro. He gets cut one time, he's out of commission, bro. Every time, his arm gets chopped off every movie, every show, every time, bro. Like, bro, remember Steppenwolf just ripped out his arm and kicked him like it was a freaking cat. That was so funny.
Hold on. But what about Batman's prep time though?
All right, shut up.
I can stop it.
Nah, dude, I saw a post where it was like Tony Stark, Iron Man, or no, it was Iron Man, Batman, and Reed, and they were like, these three with prep time are unstoppable. I'm like, all right, we're gonna keep glazing. All right, whatever.
Prep time is just non-existent for them.
Yeah, Batman's prep time is when he's jumping in the air and dodging a hit, apparently. All right, now let's get to Star Wars, and I'm about to yap, so prepare yourselves. Let me check if there's any chats before I get into my soliloquy. Okay. Should Star Wars be more like science fiction? Why do you keep on the 10-second clock, bro? Yo, StreamYard, y'all gotta fix this, dog. I did not set up this 10-second clock, bro. That made me crash out. Okay. Should Star Wars be more like science fiction, like Dune, or more mystical, like Lord of the Rings? Carter, I want to get your opinion first before I yap. How do you feel about this? Like, do you think that they should dive into the mystery, like the Force and stuff like that, or do you think should dive more into like the realistic Andor type of vibe, where it's like governments and all that crap?
I guess my question is, why can't we get both?
Terrible question, but I answer for you. I'm kidding. So here's where I'm at with Star Wars: is that the heart of Star Wars is in the fantasy. It's in the mystery. And I put out a video on this today, and the main thing that I want to put across here, bro, is that I think that like the epitome of Star Wars isn't the realism because excuse me. And I want to go to Batman to bridge my point, okay? You and I both despise the Dark Knight trilogy, correct? We can all agree that they're good movies, right? They're great movies. We can all agree that. But when it comes to a Batman movie, it's just the truth. And the hard truth that a lot of Dark Knight fans don't want to admit is that the Dark Knight with the Joker was the peak of Batman. We can both agree, right? The peak of the trilogy was the Dark Knight. And what happened with the Dark Knight Rises is because Batman peaked so high and because it's realistic, they had to tear him down. So they had to randomly like break his knee and have Bane break his back. Do you know why? Because when you have a realistic Batman and realistic villains at the peak of Dark Knight, Batman's unstoppable, right? Who's stopping Batman, bro, in the Dark Knight? No one, right?
Yeah.
He legit pulled freaking like a freaking capture mission in like China with ease. Like he's unstoppable. You know what I mean? And so when you do realism, you have to keep breaking down your characters over and over and over, and it gets boring, And that's why also the Superman, Man of Tomorrow, James Gunn has to prove that too. You can't keep breaking down Superman. You know what I mean? You got to find another way to impact him rather than just like leveling him down in power. But anyways, talking about that. Now with Star Wars, you cannot go so realistic because you will pigeonhole the universe. And the heart of Star Wars is in this fantasy. It's always been that way. When we look at what George Lucas has done, even when we look at what some of the things that they've done in the sequels that we all hate, they honored the spiritual realm of Star Wars. And with Dave Filoni, he focused on that spiritual realm. And I think that like that's the reason why. And if you look at the Andor numbers, yes, there were a lot of numbers, but there was a dip. And the reason that, and I think that a lot of Star Wars fans, they were so angry with the sequels and with Rey and with all of these things that they just wanted something new. And Andor gave them that. You bring in Tony Gilroy, a fantastic guy, fantastic director, writer, etc. I get it. But Star Wars was never this. Like Carter, when you hear of Star Wars, do you think of Andor? Like, does Andor even fit that theme? No. Rogue One, as much people love Rogue One is not the identity of Star Wars. It's a fraction of it. Right? Like, but it's not Star Wars. Star Wars is space fantasy. Okay, it's space fantasy. It's about the Force. It's about Jedi. It's about Sith. It's about the afterlife. It's about Force Ghost. It's about Palpatine. It's about Anakin. It's about all of these things. And when you dive away from that for too long, you hurt the actual core of Star Wars. And so I think that the core of Star Wars is jacked up right now. And I think the biggest reason, bro, is because of that avoiding of and this is why I put this in here. Star Wars is like Lord of the Rings. It's not like Dune. Like Dune is political science fiction. Lord of the Rings is spiritual. You know what I mean? Lord of the Rings is connected to deep spirits. It is connected to the spiritual world of Middle Earth. You know what I mean? And that's what Star Wars is connected to, this deep spiritual tie-in of the Force, where we can go to a place like the freaking world between worlds and see Anakin maybe as the father. It is where we go to a place like freaking Mortis, and we see the father and the mother and the son and the freaking daughter, and the mother is possibly Abeloth, who knows? But I'm saying like we see the living embodiments of the light and the dark and the balance in the like. That's Star Wars. That's Star Wars. And so that I mean even like I remember when in Star Wars Rebels, bro, when like Dark Maul first popped up, and I was shocked, bro. And we end up seeing like Dark Maul try to fight Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan kills him in one move. And what Darth Maul asked him, he asked him about Luke Skywalker, and Obi-Wan tells him that he's the savior. Like that's Star Wars, bro. And so, and I know I'm going on a tangent here, but that's the beauty. The beauty is when Yoda trains Luke Skywalker on freaking Dagobah, and Luke sees sees his greatest fear, which is him becoming his father, Darth Vader. You know, like that's the beauty. So Andor's fine, whatever, but you can't make that the identity of Star Wars. And of course, Kathleen Kennedy is going to champion that because that's probably her greatest success. But also, I think Dave Filoni didn't like this apparently, and because here's the thing, and this is why Dave Filoni is the perfect guy for Lucasfilm. Hopefully, he can exceed this role because Lucasfilm, when it comes to Star Wars, you need people that can preserve and create. And you need and when you were in charge of Star Wars, you need to create out of the preservation of Star Wars. I just cooked.
Hold on.
No, but I'm for real though, because like this isn't like because you have to preserve the identity of Star Wars. You have to preserve the elements of things like the Force. You have to preserve these core elements. But Star Wars is different than Marvel. It's different than DC because you have to create as you're going along. You know, it's really like Indiana Jones. Like, don't you know? I mean, have you watched Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
You know, like Indiana Jones just like jumps in a mission and then it's just like I'm figuring out as I go along. You basically have to be like Indiana Jones. You have to make it up as you go along, but you have to still honor and preserve the past. And that's why fans are pissed off because when we go to the sequels, they didn't preserve the past, right, bro? What did they do? I mean, we could go down the list. They didn't preserve it well. And so that's what Dave and the Star Wars team need to do. They need to ask themselves, how can I preserve the past while looking to the future and creating newer and better and things that we haven't seen before for Star Wars in the spirit realm that can link to other things. So that's my rant.
I mean, so basically, the only reason why I even asked that question to start off is just because I'm like, all right, like you kind of need both, but like at the same time, I'm leaning more towards like the mystical side of things, just because of the fact that like the only reason why I say the science fiction side is like just like to build the world, but the world's already built. So it's like at that point, like we need more like go more into like the Force, like just like you said, like the Force, like the spirit, like behind it, like the soul behind Star Wars. I'm not gonna lie, your rant low key makes me want to go back and watch all the Star Wars movies. At least the good ones.
Why?
Bro, I don't know. It was a very passionate rant. It was very convincing to go watch the Star Wars movies.
Because, bro, it's so spiritual, bro. I love Star Wars. Like, bro, Star Wars, I told you, Star Wars was my first love, bro. Star Wars was my first love, bro. Like when you watch Star Wars, the Clone, bro, just watch the Mortis episode of Star Wars, the Clone Wars, bro. And you'll be like, bro, this is ridiculous. Like, and then when you go to Ahsoka and then, bro, have you watched Star Wars Rebels?
Yes, I did.
I mean, bro, it's so rich. I mean, it's so rich. And then like Ezra goes to the world between worlds and like he sees Ahsoka and he has to choose. He's like, am I going to save my master or am I going to save Ahsoka? And then he's facing this thing of like, yo, like if I save my master, like I'm going to be okay, but the world isn't going to be okay. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's really deep. It's really deep stuff, bro. It's really deep. It's really deep stuff. You know, even in like, I even there with Rey, like they had a chance to do something special. Like, as like, I think the Last Jedi is a very interesting concept. I mean, think about this concept of Luke losing himself. You know, like Luke fumbled with probably the most important person in his life, his nephew, and he fumbled. His nephew turns on him. He kills almost all of his Padawans, and then he is a shell of himself. You know, and they didn't do anything with it. And I think those are interesting concepts. And then you have Rey pop up, right? Who is the most powerful Force user to ever live. We don't know who she is. And then she finds out that she's a nobody. Goes against all of the things that we've seen Star Wars do before. Because what is the key to Star Wars, Carter? It's about family. It's about bloodline.
Yeah.
So you know, like those are it's like they find deep things and then they just let it go. Even in Mandalorian, this beautiful thing of the thing that they were building at first, right? This guy, Mando, Din Djarin, he was adopted into the Mandalorians. He wasn't born a Mandalorian. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that. He was adopted. And for somehow, he gets the Darksaber. If you get the Darksaber, you become the ruler of the Mandalorians. They go to the Mandalorian homeland where it's poison. They just they go there, and what do? They could have set up Din Djarin to possibly either, and if I was them, because the most OP version of a Jedi is a Mando Jedi, the Mandalorian being a Jedi. And if I was them, I would have made Din Djarin the first Mando Jedi since Tar Vizsla. Now Tar Vizsla, he was a Mandalorian Jedi. He had the Force, and he was a Mandalorian, and he held the black saber or the dark saber. And I think what they should have done was when Grogu was training with Luke, Din Djarin should have went there, figured out that he was Force sensitive, and and Luke Skywalker should have trained Din Djarin in the ways of the Force. So then he takes a year or two off. He pops up to the Mandalorians with the dark saber as the chosen one for the Mandalorian people, and then he becomes the ruler of the Mandalorians because he has the dark saber and he's Force sensitive, and he resembles Tar Vizsla. And Bo-Katan takes a step back and follows behind Din Djarin. You see what I'm saying, bro? Like, you could make it so spiritual, so beautiful. But whenever whenever Lucasfilm has found something beautiful, bro, they fumble it every time. And I could go on about this forever. The Obi-Wan show, we could go down the list. So, yeah, bro, that's what depresses my soul. And I know you and I don't talk this deep about Star Wars, but like that's how deep I love Star Wars, bro. Like it's upsetting, bro. It's actually upsetting. But yeah, and that's why like I always rewatch Rebels and Clone Wars and all these shows because like it just gives me that that feel, bro. All right, now last topic of the night: Indiana Jones. Should Indiana Jones be recast? Where do you stand on this?
I'm not gonna lie, I'll be perfectly fine if they stopped Indiana Jones.
Why?
I wasn't the biggest fan of it.
Like
I liked like the first like couple.
I mean, look, we know Raiders of the Lost Ark is goated. I mean, come on, one of the greatest films of all time. So here's where I stand. I think Indiana Jones needs to be treated like James Bond. I think someone needs to be recast. I think you need to bring him back in there. But here's the thing, though, and this is where a lot of filmmakers, Carter, get things wrong. Haven't you seen this weird trend where they try to modernize these guys?
Yeah. I will say I do not like that. It's like everything's just like very like why are you making things modernized when the story isn't modernized? Like why are we making it look like today?
Like, bro, I don't want to see Indiana Jones in 2026. Like, you know what I mean? And the way that I see it, bro, is like, and by the way, I have a video dropping on this tomorrow, actually, which is funny. But the way that I see Indiana Jones, Carter, is that I think that like he needs to stay in that 1930s timeline. There's so many artifacts that you could go over. He could go after the Dead Sea Scrolls. He's already going after the Ark of the Covenant already, He could go after some weird alien Anunnaki stuff. I mean, there's so many things that like people think are real that Indiana Jones could just go after. And you could do multiple movies of him going after multiple artifacts, and it takes him into different worlds. Like what if he's in the Vatican, bro? Like what if he's in Rome in Europe? You know what I'm saying? Like has a dress up as a freaking priest or something. Like there's so many, or what if he's in Egypt, has a dress up as a freaking Egyptian? Like there's so many, and what you're doing is you're honoring these cultures, right? Because you're integrating yourself into these countries. Like, bro, imagine if like one film he's in Egypt, one film he's touring through all of Europe, the next one he's in freaking Mexico, the next one he's in Asia. Like you could do so many, and then what if you involve like a freaking Jackie Chan in it, or like Simu Liu, or like, you know what I mean? Like what?
Not Simu Liu.
Yeah, he's pretty annoying. But like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you can involve like different characters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And make the story vibrant. So I think there's a chance for Indiana Jones to do something. The question is just like, it's the same question as Star Wars. Are you willing to preserve what Harrison Ford has done while honoring the new? Because Harrison Ford, we're not recasting because Harrison Ford failed. It's because he gave us the perfect archetype.
Yeah. I mean, it's like if we are going to recast Indiana Jones, like it's all about like how well the recasting is. Like,
so Sebastian Stan
as Indiana Jones,
bro, him or Luke Skywalker.
Sebastian Stan, are you saying Sebastian Stan as Luke Skywalker?
Yes, either recast him as Luke Skywalker or Indiana Jones.
I was like, I don't think Luke Skywalker is a real person.
No, Sebastian.
I was very lost what you're trying to do.
No, Sebastian Stan would be a really good Indiana Jones or Glenn Powell. Oh my gosh, I think Glenn Powell would be a perfect.
Glenn Powell would be good.
Oh my gosh, he'd be perfect. He would be amazing.
I look-key do mess with Glenn Powell. Yeah, Glenn Powell would be pretty good. I don't know about Sebastian Stan though. I think he would be fine.
I just think he's such a great actor. I love Sebastian Stan's acting, bro. He's amazing. But yeah, guys, this is where we're going to end the show. Hope you guys enjoyed this, man. We will be live again on Thursday, where we're going to talk about some other stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Please keep watching the clips. The views been going crazy on TikTok, on Instagram. Really, well, we need more views on Instagram. I ain't gonna lie, we are getting thotted on Instagram, but TikTok views doing well. YouTube, the views are going crazy. Please, man, keep liking, keep subbing, keep showing us love, and we're gonna keep getting you guys content out every day. So stay crispy and peace out, y'all.
See ya.